Carrboro is a special town because of the uniqueness that separates it from Chapel Hill. I got to sit down and talk with some of the local residents that call Carrboro their home. As you travel down Franklin Street, you notice all the buildings and the stores that are in Chapel Hill. And now, all that business is starting to spread to Carrboro, causing the population to grow even more. What is so interesting about Carrboro is that some students live in the town to escape the chaos of Chapel Hill, but there are also families who have made the town their home as well, making it completely different from UNC. The people of Carrboro that I got to spend some time with help explain the identity of Carrboro that they have seen as they have lived there.
Now I'm crying, ain't I? Gone to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind that love's the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. And hey babe, the sky's on fire. I'm dying, ain't I? Gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silent late last night, I think I might have heard the highway calling. Geese in flight and dogs that bite. Signs that might be omens say I'm going, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing around me, still I'm on the dark side of the moon. And it seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive.
Jessica Higgins, and I'm 29.
Jen Ellis, I'm 32 years old.
Charlie Morris, and I'm 44.
Drew Bryson, 28 years old.
I'm going to say Donna Rand, because that's my maiden name. I grew up here in Carrboro my whole life.
I live here in Carrboro, down by the fire station.
How long have you been living here?
For 6 years.
I live about half a mile from downtown Carrboro, and I've lived in town, well, I've lived around here for 13 years, but I've lived in the heart of Carrboro for 3 years.
5 years.
I think for Carrboro in particular, it's like a good sense of community and uniqueness and kind of small town feel. It used to be, of course, a mill, and that was the pharmacy exchange, and it was very tiny. My grandfather had a shoe shop in the middle where the V comes together. Okay.
I wanted to live here in Carrboro because I like the small town feel. Have good neighbors, have an area that is both open-minded and worldly, and yet still feels like a small town.
I think the walkability of it, the proximity to UNC campus, but also the distance.
A place where people can gather together in one central location.
Originally came here for graduate school, so proximity to UNC was one of the reasons I came here. But now I've decided to stay because it's a good place to raise a family.
Well, I grew up here, so I always ended up coming back home because of those things. It had a great small town feel, and my family still lives here. I just really have a great base here.
Honestly, Weaver Street Market, the lawn at Weaver Street Market, being a place where people could gather together and hang out.
I had gone to UNC but didn't graduate. I moved back to Durham. I was living with my family and got a place in Carrboro with some friends who were still in school, so it was just sort of convenient to live with other students.
To me, Carrboro seems more down to earth. I am just a little more in tune with what's going on in the broader world and not just locally, and far less consumed with what's going on at UNC than what Chapel Hill is.
Chapel Hill, Carrboro was just a little, you know, nothing entity. You'd have to say you're from Chapel Hill because nobody knew Carrboro. But, you know, they've grown so much together, it's kind of like 6 of one, half dozen of the other now.
I don't know, maybe slightly younger if you take out the college population of Chapel Hill, but that's about all I can think of.
I think it's, I don't know, politically they're both very liberal places. Carrboro seems a little further to the left, but that's, I don't want to knock Chapel Hill or say that they're not inclusive or tolerant. I think, you know, if you look at like actual government services and things, they're probably both pretty close. There's less of the, the young professionals, the people who are just out of school and want to make a bunch of money, go to Raleigh instead of hanging around here and go to Carrboro. I think you get maybe more of the grad students or just people like me who didn't quite fit in but hung around the area. So, yeah, but I'd still say it's definitely tied to the university.
I feel like Chapel Hill has a little bit more conservative feel to it. It's kind of an older, more situated area. Carrboro, I think, just attracts like a little bit more free-spirited people.
Okay.
University here, it's a village, it's quiet, it's quaint, it's charming, it's always been safe, but it has grown and it's so expensive now.
The appearance of complete liberalism, yeah.
Very organic, free-spirited, welcoming. Those would sum it up.
I think it's changing. It's hard to say exactly. Because I think over a long time they've sort of built up a lot of things that are appealing to people. Weaver Street Market, just sort of the farmers market. And my stars. I think now it's drawing people who are interested in, I don't want to say they're just consumers, but people who come because of these businesses, but are maybe less invested in like building something because it's already been built. And so time will tell if they get involved, you know.
Yeah. Carrboro is a funky place to live. It's very open-minded, and to me, Carrboro is like when it's always described to me as that place when all the old hippies from Berkeley who couldn't afford it anymore decided to move back east to be closer to their grandkids. So that's what Carrboro would be to me. The identity of Carrboro is Carrboro's identity. I like their slogan, "Feel Free." I think that sort of sums up the identity of Carrboro pretty well. It's the place that's open for everyone to, you know, grab a cup of coffee and